Hello, welcome to Glitter Goddess Yoga. My name is Anthony, or AM. Today we'll be doing Revolution Flow. Let me straighten this up. Revolution Flow for, obvious reasons. This state of our country right now, and the middle of it's November 5th, so election day, and this weekend coming up, we are just in a time of transition, so I thought it would be really appropriate to bring back Revolution Flow. These yoga sessions are an engagement for a walking meditation album that I'm working on this year. Of course, I can't respond to your body in real life, so be really gentle and intentional in poses and in between poses. Take care of your body in any way that you can. At any time throughout the flow, you can take child's pose or just lay down. Feel free to just listen to my voice and take care of your own body in your own way. My instruction is a guide, so an invitation. Want to apologize, I guess, for I've been sick for the last few days, feeling a lot better today and yesterday, but still recovering. So my voice is a little, I have a little bit of sniffles, but yeah. What else? We are continuing to take donations. Please visit our Facebook, and thank you to Providence Community Libraries for making these yoga classes possible. So, like, share, subscribe to PCL. Go check out their virtual activities that they have going on. And yeah, if you have any suggestions or feedback, we'd love to hear that. So today, to get started, we will start seated. If you have a pillow or a blanket, definitely suggest that. Just get myself set up with a blanket for some extra support. And I like to fold it a few times for more cushion. And as always, I suggest a bottle of water nearby. Keep yourself hydrated. And as we begin, we'll roll the shoulders up and back, finding a comfortable seat. And just tap into the natural breath, noticing the sensations of the inhales and exhales. And once you're here, I'll invite you to inhale to the count of 3 through the nose. 1, 2, 3. And then exhale. 1, 2, 3. Inhaling again. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Inhale this time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. So noticing this pace of breath, trying to continue this 4-count pace. And noticing maybe some stillness at the very bottom of the exhale. I'll invite you to pick up this stillness from the bottom of the inhale, bringing it up into the headspace, exhaling out the nose for these breaths. Allowing that stillness at the bottom of the exhale to fill the entire body, to anchor you down into the earth. And as you continue this breath, we'll drop the head to the left shoulder, pressing the right shoulder down and back, and just slowly and gently roll to the other side. Once you've made it to the right side, you can press that left shoulder down. And we'll roll back down to the other side. Super slow. And back again to the right. Super, super slow. And once we're on the right side, we can use our right hand to grab the side of our head, keeping that left shoulder down and back, keeping a tall, long spine. Just allow the elbow to hang here. Try not to pull. And then you can turn toward the shoulder, grabbing the back of the head. Let's release the right hand. We'll roll the neck to the other side. Again, super slowly. And keeping the right shoulder down this time, we'll grab with our left hand. And then turning toward the shoulder, grab the back of the head. And again, release. We'll roll to the other side, slowly with control. And this time you can roll the head back. Again with control, and keep a tall, long spine, opening up the throat. Circling back around to where you started. We'll bring the head back to a neutral position. And from here, we'll spread the arms out long and wide, spreading the fingertips. Cross the right arm over the left, give yourself a big hug. And then we'll bend in the left, straightening out the right, pressing into that left arm, keeping the right shoulder down and back. Maybe rotating the right wrist here. We'll send the arms out wide. We'll do the same thing on the other side, left over right, giving yourself a big hug, and then bend in the right, straighten out the left. And release. We'll roll the shoulders up on an inhale, dropping the shoulders down on an exhale. Pull the shoulders up, drop the shoulders down. From here, we'll drop the right hand to our right side and lift the left up and over, stretching and opening our left side body. And we'll move over to the other side, drop it to the left. And we'll come back to center. From here, we're going to inhale, bring the shoulders back, press the chest forward, reach the hips up and back. And exhale, round the spine, tuck the hips, chin to chest. Inhale, maybe using that 4 count that we started with. And exhale, round the spine, dropping the head. Inhaling again, this time really find some contraction in the back. Exhale, rounding the spine, tucking the hips as much as you can. Inhale, press the chest forward again. Lower back really engaging here. Exhale, round the spine. 2 more times. Inhaling, pressing the chest forward or warming up the spine. Maybe wiggle out the hips a little bit. Exhale, that 4 count. Slow and controlled. 1 more time, inhaling. And exhale. Let's bring the spine back to center. We'll go into our first spinal rotation here. We're bringing the right hand to the left knee and the left hand behind us. And here you can think about pressing the chest forward, keeping that inhale, and then exhale to turn deep into the twist, turning the chin all the way to the left. Continuing to use the inhales here to find length, and the exhales to twist deeper. Notice here the sensation in the spine. In our first twist, last breath here on this side. And on your next inhale, raise the arms up, staying in this twist, raising the arms up. So continuing this rotation to the left, continuing to turn the head all the way to the left. Just notice how far and deep you can twist here. Maybe interlace the hands above the head. Notice the muscles around the spine, in the core, some of the legs. Just notice these sensations and then unwind or relax. Again, we'll inhale to roll the shoulders up. Exhale, release. Inhale to roll the shoulders up and back. Exhale, release. 1 more time, inhaling and exhale. From here, left hand on the right knee, right hand behind us. Again, we'll inhale to press the chest forward, find that alignment before pressing into the twist, turning all the way to the right, turning the chin to the right. Now notice the sensation in the core around the backbone, while you have the support of your arms and your hands, pressing you deeper into these exhales. Notice how much further you can revolve. We'll take a few more breaths here on this side, continuing to find that length on the inhale, finding the alignment, finding the groundedness in the legs, and on the exhales, twisting deeper. This pose in Sanskrit, avrita, translate to revolve. So when we think about shifting perspective, revolving, we need to understand our alignment. On our next exhale, we'll unwind, inhaling to roll the shoulders up. Exhale down, continuing this breath with the shoulders. We need to understand alignment, we need to understand strength, how to ground ourselves, how to breathe with our movements. Keeping the spine long for these inhales and exhales. Maybe bringing the shoulder blades closer together as you exhale to roll the shoulders down. We also need to tap into rest. Notice moments to restore. Take our time to heal, to reflect. One more inhale and exhale. From here, we'll just walk the hands forward, rolling the hands overhead. Just let the head hang heavy and rest on the floor here. And then we'll crawl ourselves back up. If you're sitting like this, I suggest a swap in the feet. We'll just open up the wrists at this point, pointing the fingers toward the body. You can start to press the fingers and palms into the floor. Maybe adding some topical heat to the forearms, loosening up the fascia, rotating the wrists. And however you'd like to get there, we'll meet in tabletop. And I'll suggest a pillow or blanket beneath the knees. And here we're going into cat-cow. So the same motion that we did seated, pressing the chest forward, hips up and back, keeping the shoulders down on the inhales. And then to exhale, we're rounding the spine, tucking the hips forward. Inhaling for cow, press the chest forward, hips up and back. Exhale for cat, round the spine. Follow this at that slow 4-count breath. Inhaling, reaching the hips up and back. Exhaling to round the spine. Inhaling, hips up and back, press the chest forward. Exhale, round the spine. Last one. Inhaling, Exhale. From here, we'll come to a neutral spine. We'll send the right heel back, tucking the toe, just bouncing into this here. We can open up the calf, open up the back of the leg. And then from here, we'll slide that right foot over to the left side and just look back at your foot. Notice that you can bring the left shoulder closer to the left hip. And then slide back. We'll drop that right knee down to meet the left, and then send the left foot back. Again, bouncing into this, pressing the heel back. And then again, we'll slide out to the right side, looking back at your foot, reaching, extending back with the heel. And let's bring that foot back to alignment with the body. We'll drop the left knee down to meet the right. We'll touch the toes behind us and send the hips back over the ankles, reaching the hands far up overhead, letting the head hang heavy. Taking a few deep inhales and exhales here in child's pose. Maybe coming back to that 4-count breath. Continuing to warm up the spine for revolutions. We're going to crawl the hands to the upper right side of our mats. Again, let the head hang heavy. And we're going to stretch that left palm as far away from our bodies as possible, reaching the left hip down and back. Keeping this slow, controlled breath. Finding that stillness at the bottom of the exhale. Let's roll the hands, pulling the hands back through center. We'll reach over to the upper left side. Again, reach that palm, crawl that right palm as far away as possible from your body. Reaching that right hip down and back. How can this stillness at the bottom of the exhale exist in the body, in the physical body, coming back to center, reaching the hands just overhead this time. And from here, we'll send the hands back by our feet, letting the head hang even heavier. Taking a moment here to be with self, listening to the breath. When you're ready for the next revolution, we'll set the upper body up. If you need any support or cushion between the butt and the ankles, you can drop that pillow there or rolled up blanket. And from here, we want to make sure that we have that length, that alignment in our spine. We need to roll the shoulders up and back. We might need to take a breath before we begin. Same thing we did seated. Right hand to left knee, left hand behind us, and we'll rotate to the left. Shifting our perspective in this revolution. Finding length and alignment on the inhales. Reaching deeper. Shifts on the exhales. One more breath here. And release on the exhale. Again, we'll roll the shoulders back, find that alignment of the spine. Taking a breath before we move to the other side. And left hand to right knee, right hand behind us. Rotating to the right side. Again, find that inhale. Find that alignment on the inhale. Find that length each time and deepen that exhale with every rotation. Throughout the flow, you'll have multiple opportunities to find some shifts, find some new sensations within the rotation. Taking our final breath here. And as we release on the exhale this time, drop your head down, chin to chest, and roll the hands down over the knees to the mat, and just crawl the hands forward back into your tabletop. You can remove your pillow if you have it there. And here I'll invite you to tuck the toes behind us, stretching out the Achilles muscles, the Achilles tendon, opening up the calves. We'll go into a really bent knee downward dog here. So keep the knees bent, tucking the toes, staying on our toes, lift the hips up and back, dropping the head closer to the floor, reaching the hips up and back, keeping the arms in their sockets. We can press back into the heels, opening up the backs of the legs. Handling out left and right. And when you're ready, we'll lower back down to the floor. From here, we're going to take this right leg, this right foot, and drop it between the hands, framing the foot with both hands. And here we'll tuck the left toes, stretching the left foot back, the left leg back, and finding this alignment on the right side, making sure that the knee is stacked above the ankle. And here in our first lunge, we're pressing the left hip forward, finding ourselves a little bit more raised maybe than Our lower back wants us to, finding a little bit of strength, cultivating that kind of isometric tension here between the ankle and the toe, as if you're trying to pull it closer together. When you're ready, you can drop the left knee down, tucking the toe, and then we'll put both hands inside, following the right foot out. Here, we're making sure that the entire foot is pressed into the floor, and we're checking in that our foot is pointing in the direction of the knee. Opening up the hip here, breathing into the sensation. Now let's wiggle that foot back, replacing the hand with the foot. We'll tuck the left toes behind us again. Press your left hand into the mat and raise the right hand up and over to rotate to the right side, finding strength again in both legs. Noticing you may have to cultivate some focus, balance, slow, controlled breath. Let's drop the right hand back down, dropping the left knee down, pressing into the mat with that right knee down. We'll take a couple cat-cows here, making sure we're in alignment. Shoulders just above the wrists, and hips just above the knee. Again, we'll inhale, chest forward, hips up and back. Exhale, rounding the spine. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. One more time, slowly inhale for cow. Slow exhale for cat. Coming back to a neutral spine. We'll bring that left foot now in front of us. We're sending the right foot back to lunge on the side. And pressing the body up a little bit more. And press that right hip forward. Finding that engagement between both legs, between both feet. Finding the strength and groundedness. Making sure that our lower half is aligned. Before we twist on the other side, again, let's drop the knee and tuck the toe, placing both hands on the inside, crawling the left foot out, pressing the foot into the floor, making sure that the toe is in the same direction as the knee. We are opening up the hips. Hips are meant to hold emotion. When you breathe in these poses, it really helps to breathe deep into the belly, finding that belly breath, breathing toward the hips. We'll call that left foot back, swapping the left hand with the foot. Then we'll tuck the toe again behind us, pressing the right hand into the floor, checking in with our groundedness first, checking in with our strength, checking in with the alignment of our spine. Press in and then lift, lifting the left hand up, opening up to the left side. Keeping that strength. Keeping that slow, controlled breath. Drop that left hand down, curling the foot. Drop the right knee down and tucking the toe. Pull the knee into below the hips and send that left knee down to meet the right. We'll touch the toes behind us again, sending the hips back for child's pose. Rest the hands, rest the forehead. Again, take a couple of breaths here and calibrating that 4-count breath. When you're ready, we'll press back up to tabletop. This time, we're stacking the hips just above the knees. But this time, let's send the hands forward, maybe reaching the hips up and back further, maybe continuing to find the forehead toward the floor, engaging in the lower back. Press back up to tabletop, drawing the hands toward the body. Taking a breath here. We'll send both feet back, tucking the toes for plank. Modification we can take here is to lower the knees down. So, and then we'll slowly lower down to that. Pressing into upward dog, opening up the chest, open up the shoulders, pressing the hips down toward the mat. And then we'll slowly lower down the hips, the chest, stacking the hands to rest the face. Again, recalibrating the breath. From here, we'll lift the right foot and then take that right foot and drop it over to the left side of your body. Dropping it over to the left side, just play with what feels good here. Play with maybe rotating the right ankle, finding how far you can stretch and reach. And then we'll come back down to the floor, lifting the left foot, doing the same thing on the left side. And we'll untwist, unwind back down to the floor. Going into Sphinx, press the chest up by stacking the shoulders just above the elbows, pressing the heads into the floor or into each other. And then we'll find that length in the neck, keeping as much distance between the ears and shoulders as possible. Finding length in the spine, pulling forward, engaging in the lower back, pressing the hips into the mat, engaging in the thighs, in the knees, even touching the toes, but really engaging in the lower back. Noticing that breath against the floor. And when you're ready to exhale and release, you can stack the hands again, resting the head, coming back to that 4-count breath, where that stillness exists. At the bottom of the exhale, we'll go up into Sphinx one more time. So when you're ready, again, find that step between the shoulders and elbows. Press the hands into one another. Find that length in the neck. Engage in that lower back. A lot of lower back pain, sometimes sciatic pain, comes from really some weakness in the lower back. Strengthening the muscles around the lower spine allows us to, having that strength around the backbone allows for the spaces and gaps between each of the vertebrae to be more supported. Cultivating that strength would be really important. Just to keep ourselves up, especially while sitting down. If you sit in chairs a lot, you might notice when you sit on the floor, the breaths at the beginning or end of the flow, you feel a little uncomfortable in the lower back. Strengthening is really important here. Taking these last couple of breaths, really engaging in the lower back this time, pressing the hips into the floor, wanting the energy out the toes, finding that breath against the floor, and the last exhale, we'll unwind back down to the floor. I'll give you an option here. If you think it'll feel good to press into child's pose, but the tabletop, if you do get into child's pose, I'll invite you to touch the knees before you go back. And as you round the spine, find your forehead closer to your knees, reaching the hands back over the feet. Maybe this culture, stretch to the back. If it feels better, just to lay. Take that little bit to rest. To either way, we're finding that stillness at the bottom of the exhale. Going back to the breath if you feel distracted by thoughts. When you're ready, you can press yourself back up. I'll invite you to take a sip of water, however you'd like to get there. Meet on our backs, knees up, and feet against the floor. I don't have enough room to do it, but once you're here, I'll bring the arms out to a T and try to find a flat back against the floor. Let's point the toes against the floor here and drop the knees over to the right side for a twist. You might need to raise them a little bit closer, almost like fetal position, finding a 90-degree angle between the torso and the legs. And here we're finding that alignment that we did when we're seated. Finding that alignment by wiggling around, maybe noticing the sensations in the spine, and then turning the chin all the way to the left, noticing how this twist feels supported by the earth. Continuing that breath, holding on to that stillness. Let's straighten out the right leg, keeping the left leg bent. Going deeper into the twist now. Opening up that breath, the inhales. You can hold the breath at the top, finding the stillness at the top of the breath as well. Sometimes the movement in transition, in revolution, in the movement, it can feel nauseating, it can feel too fast, it can feel overwhelming, like a lot is going on. And so holding on to that stillness, noticing that stillness, can be a really important piece. And you find it not only at the bottom, but at the top of our cycle of breath. We notice the transition in between. And let's bend the right leg to meet the left. Point the toes. Bring the pointed toes in alignment with the spine. And lift the knees back up, finding a flat spine. Against the floor, we'll hug your knees into your chest. Taking just a moment here for a breath. Feeling the breath against the belly, against the legs. And when you're ready, we'll bring the arms out to a T and drop those pointed toes back down to the floor. And dropping the knees to the left side this time. Again, finding that 90-degree angle, wiggling into alignment, continuing that slow 4 count, inhale and exhale. Return the chin to the right, complete the twist. And from here to go deeper into the twist, keeping that right knee bent and straighten out the left. And being with that stillness, with that silence. Hold just for a moment at the top of the breath, sinking down to the bottom of the breath, the exhale. Holding the breath itself as a cycle in this revolution, holding the breath as the transition, the movement. Stillness is a moment to restore, to notice, to feel supported. So every time you're at the top and bottom, remember I feel supported. That stillness, support. At the bottom of this last breath, unwinding, you can let that right foot drop next to the left. Maybe opening up the ribs as long as and wide as we can. Let's take a moment to just stretch wherever we need to in the body, maybe pressing the chest forward, maybe hugging the knees into the body, maybe rotating the ankles and wrists. And then we'll go into Shavasana, resting the legs and arms against the floor, relaxing the entire body,
into the mouth. Noticing, remembering again the top of the breath. Hold just for a moment and notice that you're supported by the earth, by your body, by the involuntary systems at play, millions and billions of cells, working atoms that are your existence. Noticing that stillness at the bottom of the breath. Noticing that stillness at the top of the breath. Allowing the neck to release, relaxing the lower back into the floor, the hips into the floor. Allow yourself for a moment in Shavasana just to reflect on the support you have, the material support. Notice the financial support you do have. Notice the emotional support you do have. Relaxing the hips even deeper into the earth. Take a moment to release the shoulders down, release the neck. Noticing the spiritual support you do have. Continuing deep inhales and exhales. I invite you to notice your weight. Notice how it feels to let go. Keep the sensation with you at the bottom and the top of your breath. Releasing any tension in the eyebrows, the jaw. Relaxing in the neck, the throat, the chest. Bringing your awareness to the heart. Keep the stillness at the bottom and the top. Allow this sensation here and now to remain with you at the bottom and the top. As we close Shavasana, I'll invite you to wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Maybe fold over to one side, curling up into a ball in fetal position for a little bit of comfort. Before sitting up for final breaths. And once you do meet me here, roll the shoulders. Find that length in the spine again. Noticing your alignment, strength, groundedness.
Noticing any new sensations in the body. And to close, I'll invite you into our 4 breaths, resting the hands over the heart. You can have the hands up heart center, or just rest the hands on the knees. Keeping that stillness with you in our closing breaths. Pulling up from the bottom of this exhale. Inhaling, breathing in, a breath for our ancestors that we bring into our practice. Breathing out. Pulling up the stillness. Inhale again for all those ancestors who were stolen and all those stolen from. And exhale. A breath for the revolution, for this country, for this time, for this movement, for this transition, breathing in and out. And a breath for all the alignment, the strength, everything that you've cultivated today to evolve, to shift perspective, to be in total collective alignment, to be within this revolution, breathing in and out. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with us today. Keep the stillness with you at the bottom and top of the breath as you move throughout your day. Send any feedback. We'd love to hear anything that you loved or didn't love, something you might want more of, modifications that you think would be helpful. And yeah, share and subscribe if you haven't yet. Again, thank you to PCL, Providence Community Libraries, for making this possible. Thanks. Happy Thursday. Take care.